Hello everyone, welcome to Me Paintings. I'm Veronica Me, and today's tutorial will be a little bit different because I would like to show you what you can do with your leftover colors. I sometimes receive comments saying that acrylic pouring is waste of colors, but I think this opinion comes from the fact that people can't even imagine what you can do with your leftovers, but there's so many options. You don't have to waste anything. You can use your leftovers for your next art project. So first thing, you can scrape them in the cup and then pour them straight onto another canvas, that's what I'll do this time. Or you can also scrape them and put them in the container and use them later on. Or you could also let them dry and use the skins for jewelry, bookmarks, and so on. You can imagine whatever you want and use them in many creative ways. So as you can see, I poured my leftovers on my old canvas, and this was canvas which I didn't like. So as you can see, you can pour on old canvas which you don't like. And I've got some other leftovers, so I'm gonna just pour them in the cup. And these are weird colors which I usually wouldn't use in a pour, but that's the great thing about leftover pours. You use colors which you usually wouldn't choose, and that lets you create amazing and creative combinations of colors. So I'm gonna tilt it everywhere into each corner and use this again, these leftovers. This canvas is size 50 × 50 centimeters, so it's quite big, and I had silicone oil in my colors, so I'm using heat gun to pop these cells, which will create an interesting pattern on my leftover pour. Wow, look at these amazing cells. These colors are looking like brownish, weird, but I love that because I usually wouldn't choose this combination of colors, but it's amazing. It lets me experiment and create something unexpected. So I'm gonna let this dry for about a week, and then I can continue recreating this into special piece. Now, when my pour is dry, I can start embellishing it into something special. So I decided to follow the natural lines of my cells and create these gaps, as I call them. So I'm filling them with acrylic colors, and I'm also using acrylic markers to highlight these borders. I'm using Artistro acrylic markers. You can use whatever markers you prefer. And you have to be careful with the markers because sometimes they tend to fade. So later on I will use varnish, which will help my markers and colors to stay shine and bright. Now I'm using very thin brush to make shades on my borders. And now what I'm doing, when I poured my colors on, those cells appeared on my canvas and they are slightly visible. And I'm just following the natural lines of my cells, and I'll create this cell structure which will remind me of some microscopic things. So as you can see, I'm just following the natural lines of the cells. And this will symbolize microscopic things which are happening everywhere, in every human body, in every animal, in every flower. So now I'm just filling them with white, and it will create this interesting texture on my acrylic pour. Now time to make some shades, and you always have to keep in mind where your light source is coming from. In my case, light source is coming from the top part, so I'm just doing these shades underneath my lines. And I'm using this very dark green color, almost black. And I'm just using my very thin brush to create these shadows, and it gives that beautiful 3D look into my cell formation. Now I'm also creating shadow around my edges to make it pop. Little details. And now this corner was too brownish, so I decided to highlight it with some more interesting colors which match my pour. And these are the veins or the flow of energy which is inside of our body. And I also wanted to tell you where my inspiration came from. We were filming this film about special microscopes, and they had these very detailed macro photos of things, and when I saw that, I constantly this idea of microscopic pour constantly popped in my mind, so that's my inspiration. Now you can just enjoy the creative painting moments. And when my painting is dry and clean, I'm gonna use this gloss varnish from Goya on my painting, and you should wear a face mask or do this outside because it stinks, and you just spread it everywhere, and it helps to protect the painting from dust and sunlight, and it helps to keep these colors and markers bright and shine. So just spread it with my sponge, and I'm gonna apply 2 layers of this varnish. See how shiny it will be? And this is the result of my microscopic leftover acrylic pour, and I absolutely love the result because I created something very unexpected, something what I would usually not create if I just had to mix these colors by myself. And I love the fact that this is from leftover colors. So as you can see, you can let your creativity be completely wild and create an unexpected and unusual piece of art. Look at the shine which varnish gives to the painting. And this just symbolizes the structures which are inside of our bodies, or which are inside of everything what is alive, living, beautiful structures, the inner space. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can join my Facebook group Create With Me to show us your beautiful art. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again. Bye!